due to the fact that our boy had been hit by the demon's attack. He now found himself in a very dark place. Vicar clenched his fists tightly and kept his eyes closed. But several seconds later, he opened his eyes and his gaze was filled with determination. He was not willing to give up so easily. He appeared in a small tunnel, which was full of water. And in front of him there were a bunch of people sitting with their arms resting on their knees. Upon observing this, he couldn't help but remain somewhat confused, not knowing what was happening or what this place was. The people who were in front of him seemed to be depressed, and none of them appeared to have a face. Our boy remembered being absorbed by Dantalion's ability, realizing that this was the effect of the ability. His mind filled with curiosity and confusion. He began to observe them and with an uncertain expression started questioning himself if they were the people who had been devoured by the demon. But then, something happened and veins began to appear on his face, reaching his eyes, making him start to feel fear. The green-colored water that was flowing through the tunnel seemed to be a kind of poison. Since thanks to it, slowly the veins began to expand throughout his body. The water started shaking violently, creating small waves. Vicar began observing the people who had been devoured by Dantalion and couldn't help but feel the same sense of discomfort as when Dantalion's face had been implanted on his body. Thanks to the water from the tunnel, memories and traumas slowly began to mix with Vicar's consciousness. Some had killed their partner, others their beloved family members, some had lost their minds. And others had been consumed by evil. Among the people was a small boy who was very sad, the boy's eyes filled with sorrow as he begged Vicar not to do it because he did not want to die. Our boy now had visible veins all over his body, and while the child was crying, he approached and gently placed his hand on top of his head to try to console him. The child fell silent. Vicar began to gaze at the ground with a lost expression and slowly started to stand up. The image of Perry's face when Dantalion had attacked came to our boy's mind. He raised his head, began to observe them, and his gaze filled with determination. The tunnel seemed to have no end and was filled with the victims who had been killed by the demon. Vicar stood up, and upon seeing that those who had been devoured by Dantalion were here, he came to the conclusion that Perry must also be in this place. At the same time, among the victims, children who had their hands resting on their knees lowered their heads, and their gazes were filled with fear. Some were afraid of dying while others were very tired. Among them, there were also people who were tired of being in this place and preferred to die rather than stay here. After Vicar was consumed by the attack of Dantalion's faces, not long after, it was Dollar's turn who was also consumed by the attack, as she was unable to fight against such a strong demon. She also arrived at this place. And upon seeing so many people in, she couldn't help but remain in shock and start wondering what this place was. Soon the cries and pleas consumed her mind, making her lower her head and begin to feel guilty, realizing that these were the vengeful spirits of the people who had been devoured by the demon. She fell to her knees on the ground, started gazing at the floor while trying to process the situation. Someone emerged from the water, began walking toward her, asking what Saintis thought about his collection of human souls he had devoured so far. Fear and despair took control of Dollars, she didn't even move. The demon Dantalion appeared behind her, now showing his true form. His face was formed by a layer made of tentacles, which acted as a mask. With an excited look, the demon extended his hands to the sides and with a smile explained that after thinking about it quite a bit, he did not want to eat something as despicable as a human. A wicked smile appeared on his face, and his gaze fixed on her, making his eyes fill with joy. For him, the sound of humans' cries and pleas was moving to his heart. This demon was the 9th corpse of the 10 elite corpses, with an S+ danger level. He had been located deep within the gate of destruction known as Womb of Serpent. This demon was humanity's natural enemy, one of the 10 disasters known as incomprehensible and impossible to kill. While Dollars was looking at the ground, rage took control of her. Among the victims, there were children from the orphanage. She couldn't believe that someone could commit such a crime. Dantalion began to observe her and revealed that when it came to feeding, there was no need to give a reason. Then, he put his hand inside his suit to show something, saying that he wasn't at fault. He pulled out a golden paper about indulgence, started staring at her, and with a smile, revealed that he couldn't be blamed since he had this indulgence. A proud smile appeared on his face, mentioning that it had been the human's idea that sin could disappear with money. Human ideas always excited his brain. He extended his hand to one side and revealed that he had also taken from them the idea of using orphanages to supply food, borrowing the method of food supply from humans who raised livestock to later eat it. If he had committed a sin, then it meant he had learned much from humans. Dollars, who was kneeling in front of him, began looking at the ground and remained silent. Dantalion approached her, started observing her, and with a smile mocked her by revealing that she too was one of those wicked people who harmed others. She simply had the luck to be born with divine power, but deep down she was weak, useless, and only caused problems for others. The tentacles of Dantalion approached her head, and with an evil grin, he explained that without her, it would have been impossible to trap the Nighthound in this inner world, all thanks to her making him weak. Dollars remained silent. For the demon, it was thrilling to see the Saintess unable to say anything. In his mental world, the negativity of the dead devoured the self. He was so eager to see her expression tainted by negation. At that moment, Dollars raised her head, began to turn around, and with a confident expression responded that there was nothing wrong with what he had said. Indulgence harmed other lives by coexistence, explaining that her flaws were also a human weakness, which accumulated and eventually would create despair. Upon hearing this, the demon began to smile like a madman and with an exciting look, said it was true since humans were weak. With eyes full of tears, Dollars turned back, and while her body was surrounded by golden energy, with an expression full of confidence she asked if he believed they could not go in a good direction from that despair, revealing that it was also a strength that humans had. Upon seeing divine power, Dantalion put his hands in front of his face and couldn't help but enter into alertness and confusion. Not knowing why her body was surrounded by divine power, remembering that she had been tainted by trauma, while she was crying, with a grateful look, she thanked the demon because thanks to him now she was sure of how indecisive she had been until now. She began to imagine her father in Nightblood Hound. She was afraid of her father, and that's why she could force the abolition of indulgences. She was so afraid of demons that she hadn't been able to help Nightblood Hound, letting him fight alone, realizing how useless she'd been until now. In the past, Vikir and Dollars sat on top of a wooden fence, contemplating nature. She asked our boy why God had chosen someone as weak as her to be Saintess. Even without being born with divine powers, there were many others who had stronger faith than her. Not knowing why she had been given the title of Saintess, at first, Vikir began to think silently and then with a calm voice, he explained that the fact she was suffering and repenting could be the reason why God had chosen her, because what this world needed was something that would shine when it reached the lowest and fiercest place. Hearing this, her eyes filled with surprise. She was left speechless, thinking that he was right. Back to the present, she clasped her hands, causing the divine power to begin emerging from her body. He had been fighting alone against the demons, but she could no longer let him fight alone. She began to use her power, causing her body to start releasing an immense amount of divine power, which began expanding everywhere. She was determined to help in any way. Upon seeing the energy, the demon put his hands in front of his face and couldn't help but go on alert and remain open-mouthed. His eyes filled with concern since he couldn't allow her to use her divine power in this way. In a desperate attempt to stop her, Dantalion explained that the humans who were here could still survive, but the souls that had been expelled with divine power would not be able to do so. Dollars paid no attention. She focused even more, and the divine power slowly began to destroy the souls of the victims. She clenched her teeth and kept praying. She couldn't let herself be swayed by the demon's words. And just when she was about to give up, someone approached her and placed their hand on top of hers. Upon feeling this, she opened her eyes and her gaze filled with surprise, leaving her in shock. Not knowing what was happening, one of the children from the orphanage who had been devoured by the demon appeared and placed his hand on top of hers, staring intently into her eyes. Then, more children from the orphanage appeared and began to greet her with grateful smiles, asking her not to give up. Seeing the children, Dollar's eyes filled with tears and guilt. She began to ask for forgiveness for not having been able to save them. Thanks to the children, she began to concentrate even more and started praying more devoutly, causing her body to start releasing even more divine power, which began to spread everywhere, and in a matter of seconds, she freed the souls that were trapped in this place, leaving the demon in shock. At the same time, somewhere in the tunnel, there were still more people sitting, and among them was a blonde-haired girl. This girl was none other than Perry. With a lost look on her face, she began staring at the ground. Not long after, Vicar arrived at this area. He sat right behind her, placed his hands on the ground and felt relieved to have found her. The traumas and memories of the victims were beginning to consume the body of our boy. With a gaze of guilt he explained to her that along the way he had been thinking about the reason why he wanted to see her again. Vicar's face began to slowly disintegrate, and his eyes filled with fear and guilt. He wanted to tell her something. He had sworn to dedicate his entire life to avenging himself on demons. And the reason why he had visited the orphanage had simply been to hunt demons, without ever thinking about what was behind this. But that chain had broken. He began to remember when they were both sitting near the tree, and Perry had started showing a grateful smile. Thanks to being at the orphanage he had met her, and thanks to her smile he saw that this revenge had meaning. With a tired gaze, he explained that the meaning of his revenge was that the seeds of the future like her could live in a world where she could have a smile. The divine power of dollars began to expand throughout the tunnel, and our boy thanked Perry for giving meaning to his journey. The divine power began to illuminate her body, and Vicar asked her forgiveness for not being able to protect her, and she was somewhat surprised to see that he had come again to see her. Upon hearing her voice, Vicar's eyes filled with surprise. He couldn't believe he had heard Perry's voice. The Loris power began to free the souls trapped in this place, and as he turned around, Vicar saw Perry crying and the other children smiling. Perry started crying even more, put her hands over her face, and thanked our boy for coming since she was very scared. Upon seeing this, slowly the traumas of the victims stopped mixing with Vicar's consciousness, freeing him from the poison. He was shocked to hear this. Without hesitating for a second, he gave her a strong hug. And while the divine power was releasing all the souls, he closed his eyes and promised never to forgive whoever had made Perry cry. Upon hearing this, a smile appeared on Perry's face, thanking our boy once again. The divine power of dollars was so powerful that the windows of the orphans' dormitories began to shine intensely. The demon put his hands in front of his face to avoid going blind, and his body was thrown backward. He started staring intently at the saintess and couldn't help but go on alert upon seeing that she had so much power, realizing that she had awakened all her power. Dollars stood up, and Vicar appeared beside her, and Dantalion was in shock upon seeing that she had purified the mental world and all the souls that were there. She clasped her hands together again, closed her eyes, and began to use her power once more, which started to expand throughout the area. Vicar, who was standing next to her, began staring intently at the demon. His body was surrounded by Dollar's divine power. He started looking at the palm of his hand, and upon seeing this, he was somewhat surprised. He clenched his fist and his body began to release a powerful energy. Now his aura was overflowing, and the divine power of the saintess was amplifying his aura. Vicar was a rank 6 swordsman. But thanks to her help, he was sure that he would be able to reach rank 7. He dropped his hand and several seconds later, he focused, causing his aura to solidify like a stone. Vicar drew the sword Beelzebub, which was now surrounded by a powerful aura. Seeing this, Dantalion took several steps back and couldn't help but go on alert upon seeing his aura. Realizing that he had the aura of a sword master, our boy adopted an offensive stance and began to stare intently at the demon, his gaze full of rage. He clenched his teeth tightly and, thirsty for revenge, told Dantalion that he didn't think he would be able to die peacefully. This is the end of the video. If you guys want to see the next part, then please subscribe to our channel and like the video.